Welcome to Quality and Welding Metallurgy. I am Kalidas Sapada. Today we are discussing piping questionnaire. What is the ASME code followed for design of piping system in processing piping, refineries and chemical industry? Answer is B31.1, B31.3, B31.5, B31.9. Second, which American Institute standard does piping engineer refer? Answer, the American Petroleum Institute API, the American Iron and Steel Institute AISI, the American Society of Testing and Material ASTM, the American National Standard Institute AISI, the American Welding Society AWS, the American Water Works Associations AWWA, the American Society for Mechanical Engineers ASME. What is the difference ASME 31 code for pressure piping? Answer is A. ASME 31.B31.1 power piping, B. ASME B31.2 fuel gas piping, C. ASME B31.3 pressure piping, process piping, D. ASME B31.4 pipeline transportation system for liquid hydrocarbon and other liquid. E. ASME 31.5 refrigeration piping, F. ASME B31.8 gas transmission distribution piping system, G. ASME B31.9 welding service piping, H. ASME B31.1 31.11 slurry transportation piping system. What are the different sections of ASME code where this section are referred? Answer is ASME Section 1 rules for construction of power boiler, B. ASME Section 2 materials, Part A ferrous material, Part B non-ferrous material, Part C specification for electrode and filler wire, Part D properties. C. ASME Section 4 rules for construction of heating boiler, ASME Section 5 non-destructive examination, ASME Section 6 recommended rule for care and operation heating boiler, ASME Section 7 recommended guideline for care of power boiler, ASME Section 8 for rules for construction pressure vessel division 1 and 2, ASME Section 9 welding and brazing questions. Which American standard is referred for selection of following piping elements? Flange, B. butt welding fittings, C. gasket, D. socket and threaded fittings, E. valve, F. pipe. Answer A. flanges, ASME B16.1 cast iron pipe flange and flange fittings. ASME B16.5 carbon steel pipe, flange and flange fitting up to 24 inches. ASME B16.47 large diameter steel flange above 24 inches. B butt welding fittings. ASME 16.9 steel butt welding fittings. ASME B 16.28 butt welded short radius elbow and return bends. C. Gasket. ASME B 16.20 API 601 metallic gasket for pipe flange, spiral, wounded, octagonal region joint and jackets. Flanges. ASME B 16.2 and 16.21 non-metallic gasket. D. Socket and threaded fittings. ASME B 16.11 forged steel socket welding and threaded fittings. E. Bulbs. ASME B 16.10 face to face and in to in dimension of bulbs. ASME B 16.34 flanged and butt welded in steel bulbs, pressure and temperature ratings, except ball, plug, butter, and fly valve. Question related material. Question related material. What is the ASTM code for the following? Pipe, carbon steel, second alloy steel, third stainless steel, fourth nickel steel. B. Tube, same, carbon steel, alloy steel, stainless steel and nickel steel. C. Wrought iron fittings, carbon steel, alloy steel, stainless steel, nickel steel. Forged fittings, same, carbon steel, alloy steel, stainless steel and nickel steel. Cast fitting, carbon steel, alloy steel, stainless steel, nickel steel. Plate, carbon steel, alloy steel, nickel steel and stainless steel. Answer. A pipe, carbon steel, ASTM 153 grade A and B, ASTM A106 grade A, B, C, ASTM 133 grade 1 oblique grade C. Alloy steel, ASTM A335 grade P1, P2, P5, P7, P9, P11, P12 and P22. Stainless steel ASTM 312, TP304, TP304L, TP304H, TP304H and TP310, TP316, TP316L, TP316H, TP317, TP321, TP321H, TP347, 347H, TP348 and 348H. Nickel steel ASTM 333 grade 3 oblique grade 8. B. Tube, carbon steel ASTM 178, 179, 192. ASTM 334 grade 1 oblique C. Alloy steel ASTM A161 T1, ASTM 213 T1, T2, T5, T70, T19, T11, T12 and T22. Stainless steel, ASTM A213, TP304, TP3048L, TP304H, TP310, EP316, TP316L, TP316H, TP317, TP321, TP21H, and TP347. TP347H, 348, TP348H, ASTM 306HK40. Nickel steel, ASTM T34 grade 3, grade 8. Wrought iron fittings, carbon steel ASTM ASTM A234 grade WPA oblique B, ASTM A420 grade WPL 6. Alloy steel ASTM T34 WP1, WP5, WP7, WP9, WP11, WP12, WP22. Stainless steel ASTM 304, 304L, 304H, 409, WP310. Carbon steel, nickel steel, ASTM 420 WP, WPL8, forged steel, forged fittings, cast iron, carbon steel, ASTM 181, ASTM 105, ASTM 350, LF1 by 2, alloy steel, ASTM 182, F1, F2, F7, F9, F12. Stainless steel also here. Stainless steel, nickel steel, all grades are noted here. What is basic difference between pipe and specification? 106 grade A oblique grade B oblique grade C. Answer is difference is due to carbon content. Percentage of carbon content in ASTM A106 grade A 0.25% carbon, ASTM A106 grade B 0.30% carbon, grade 3 ASTM A106 grade C 0.35% carbon. What is the difference between pipe specification ASTM 312, 304 and ASTM 312 to TP30, TP34L, ASTM 3 TP316, ASTM 312? Difference is due to the carbon content. The letter L denoted lower percent of carbon, percentage of carbon content in ASTM 312 TP304 0.08%, ASTM 312 TP304L 0.035%, ASTM 312 TP316 0.08%, ASTM 312 TP316L 0.035%. L means lower carbon, lower percentage of carbon. Sorry. Question related to pipe fitting continue. How can flange be classified based on pipe attachment? Answer is flanges can be classified based on pipe attachment as slip-on. The slip-on type flange are attached by welding inside as well as outside. The flanges are of forged construction. Socket weld. The socket weld flange are welded on side only. These are used for small bore line only. Screwed. The screwed on flange are used on pipeline where welding cannot be carried out. Lap joint. The lap joint flange are used with stub ends. The stub ends are welded with pipe and flange are kept loose over the same. Question related to pipe fitting. Welding neck. The welding neck flange are attached by the butt welding in the pipe. These are used only for critical service where the weld joint need radiographic inspection. Blend. The blend flange are used to close the ends which to be reopened. The blend flange are used to close the ends which need to be reopened. The reducing flanges are used to connected between the large and smaller side without using a reducer. In case of reducing flange, the thickness of the flange should be that of the higher diameter. Integral flange are those which are cast along with the piping component or equipment. How can flange be classified based on pressure, temperature, fittings? Answer is flange are classified based on pressure temperature rates as A150, B 300, C 400, D 600, E 900, F 1500, G 2500. Pressure temperature rating created in the standard ASME 16.5 specify the non-stop working gauge pressure to which the flange can be subjected to at a particular temperature. How can flange be classified based on facing? Answer. Flange are classified based on the facing as a flat face, FF, right face, RF, tongue and groove, TG, male and female, M/F, ring type joint, RTJ. How can flanges be classified based on face finish? Answer. Flanges are classified based on face finish as a smooth finish, B. Serrated finish, where the smooth finish flange and serrated finish flange Find the use. Answer. The smooth finish flange is provided with metallic gasket is provided and serrated finish flange is provided when non-metallic gasket is provided. What are the type of the serrated finish widened of flange face? Answer. Concentric or spiral phonographic. How to serrations of flanges in spatial. The serration of the flanges special by the number, which is the arithmetic average rough height AARH, where the concentric serration is insisted for face finish. Answer. Concentric serration are insisted for face finish where the fluid being crude was very low density and can find leakages path through the cavity. How to gasket are classified based on the type of the construction. Answer. Based on the type of the construction, gasket are classified as face, full face, spiral wound metallic, ring type, metallic jacket inside per circle. What is the most commonly used material for gasket? Answer. Compressed asbestos fiber. Which type of gasket is recommended for high temperature and high pressure application? Answer. Spiral wound metallic gasket. What are the critical for selection of MOC of spiral wound metallic gasket winding material? Answer. The selection of the material of construction of gasket winding depending upon the corrosive nature and concentration of fluid being carried, the operating temperature of the fluid, the relative cost of the alternate winding material. What are the most common material used for spiral wound metallic gasket winding? Answer. The most commonly used material for spiral wound metallic gasket winding is Austenitic stainless steel 304 with asbestos filler. Austenitic stainless steel 360 with asbestos filler. Austenitic stainless steel 321 with asbestos filler. Which material is used as filler metal for spiral wound gasket is case of high temperature service? Answer. For very high temperature service, graphic filler is used. For high temperature service, the graphite filler is used. What is the centering ring in connection of spiral wounded gasket? Spiral wounded gaskets are provided with carbon steel extreme ring called centering ring. What are the most common material used for spiral wounded metallic gasket wing? What will be the AARH finish of the flange face of the using spiral wound gasket? Answer. 125 to 250 AARH finish one on which the type flange the use of spiral wound gasket are restricted. Answer: ASME 16.5 does not recommend the use of 150 hat rating spiral wounded gasket on flange other than welding neck and lap joint type. Up to what temperature limits the low strength carbon steel bolt should be used for flange joint? Answer: flange joint low strength carbon steel could not use 2000 degree or below 280 degrees centigrade. How the piping fitting are classified based on the connection? Answer: 5 fittings are classified based on the in connection as socket welding fitting, screwed in fitting, bevel and butt weld fitting, spot socket fitting, buttered in fitting. Up to what temperature the carbon steel material shall be used? Carbon steel material shall be used for temperature 425 degrees centigrade. Which material is used for temperature 426 degrees centigrade? Answer: alloy steel material shall be used for temperature above 426 degrees centigrade. Which type of material is used for corrosive fluid? Answer: stainless steel material shall be used for corrosive fluid. Which type of piping material used for drinking water instrument, air, etc.? Answer: galvanized steel material shall be used for drinking water instrument, air and NL lines, LP line. What is the difference between pipe and tube? Answer: pipe is identified by NB, nominal bore, and thickness is defined by the schedule. The tube is identified by OD and its thickness as BWG Birmingham wire gauge 1/100 inch 1 by 100 inch. From which side onward nominal bore of pipe equal to OD of pipe? Answer: from the size 14 inch and onward, NB is equal to OD of pipe. What should be radius of the radius elbow, long radius elbow? 1.5 D, where D is the diameter of the pipe. What should be the radius of short radius elbow? 1 D, where the D is the diameter of the pipe. What is the basic of using short radius, long radius elbow? Answer: long radius elbow are used for smaller pressure drop, where short radius elbow are used for high pressure drop. For catalytic flow, very long radius elbow are used. Non-moving mirror we use following: eccentric reducer and concentric reducer. Answer: eccentric reducer equal to pump section to avoid cavitation, to maintain elevation BOP in rack. Concentric reduction is equal to pump discharge, vertical pipeline, etc. Concentric reduction is used in pumps such as yes and no. Example. Answer: no. Air pockets may form if concentric reducer is used at pump section, which result in cavitation and cause damage to pump. To avoid this problem, eccentric reducer with flat side (FSU) is used in pump section. where the ERW spiral longitudinal pipe are used. ERW, where is the ERW spiral? ERW means electric resistance welding pipe, longitudinal pipe are used. Use depend upon the availability of pipe, nothing functional difference. Where the ERW seamless pipe are used, ERW 80-inch ERW pipe are used. Below 18-inch seamless pipes are used. Seamless pipe can sustain higher temperature and pressure. What is the main use of ASTM A53 and 106 grade B pipes? Answer: ASTM grade pipe are mainly used for utility service, where 106 grade B pipe are used for high pressure, high temperature service. From which side of the pipe will you take branch connection? Answer: when fluid is gas, air, steam and cryogenic service. Top side. Where fluid is liquid, bottom side. Why do not we take a branch for cryogenic service from bottom side? Should be fluid is liquid state. Answer: there is chances of ice formation during normal operation, and since ice flows from bottom of the pipe, it will be back the branch pipe connection. Why do we provide high point vent and low point drain in piping? Answer: high point vent is HPV from removing air during hydro test. LPD, low point drain, for draining water after conducting hydro tests. What do we mean by jacket piping? Answer: piping which is recognized as providing the most uniform application of heat to the process, as well as maintain the most uniform processing temperature. Where system tracking is not capable of maintaining the temperature of the fluid constant, usually used for molten sulfur polymer service. Is the minimum distance material between the weld pipe in pipe? Answer: the thumb rule is that minimum distance between the adjacent butt weld is 1D. D means dia. Is never closer than 1.1 inch. This supposedly to prevent the overlap of heads heat affected zone. Minimum spacing of circumferential weld between the central line shall not be less than 4 times the pipe wall thickness, or 25 inch 25 mm, whichever is greater. What do we mean by IVR and which line comes under IVR? Review. Answer: IVR, Indian Boiler Regulation Act. Streamline with condition listed below, under IVR review. Line for which design pressure is 3.5 kg per square centimeter and above. line size about 10 inch, having design pressure 1 kg square centimeter and above. Boiler feed water line is steam generator. Boiler feed water line to steam generator. Condensate line to steam generator and flash drum. Sorry. What are the weldolate and chocolate? Where they are used? Answer. Weldolate and chocolate are basically self-reinforced fittings. Weldolate used for butt weld branch connection where should be is not available due to size restriction and the pipe is of critical high pressure service. Socket is used for socket welding branch connection which require reinforcing pad. What is the MOC of superheated high pressure streamline and streamline? Answer. 335 335 grade P1 P11. Composition grade composition chromium half moly P1 chromium half moly P1 oblique 1/4 chrome and half moly P11. What is the normal upstream and downstream straight length of the orifice below meter? Flow meter. Upstream 150, upstream is 15D and downstream is 5D. Thank you.